going to do some more programming today. I got really busy with other stuff this week and I didn't have time to make a proper plan for today, so I'm just kind of gonna poke around my code base and explore a little bit and see what I can come up with in terms of useful activities to work on. Unfortunately, I don't have much more of a plan than that, so I'll have to approach things pretty casually today, but I think that's just going to be fine. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Some days are just like that. So before I switch over, let me just see here. Okay, I've got maybe an idea or two. We'll just see how things go here. May as well pop over to the scene here. I've mixed up a little bit. I installed a tiling window manager, and I thought it would work, but it doesn't seem to be working at the moment. There we go, kind of. So there's kind of cool, let's see here. This is kind of neat. I don't know if it's what I want because this window is really small. Zooming in and have to check things in a tiny little space here, and if I'm typing stuff in the terminal here beneath my face, you can't see it at all, but maybe that's fine, I don't know. Anyway, it's just a little experiment and we'll see if it works well today. I like the idea of tiling window managers, so I want to see if I can use them a little more. So I had just a few ideas pop into my head as to what I could spend time doing today. Maybe def macro for parameter maps. Yeah, so what's good to do? What's good to start with? I've got a lot of to-dos as well. I could do those if I'm feeling ambitious. Admittedly, I'm not feeling super ambitious today. Just feeling a little casual. This parser thing is something I could work on. This draw thing, I could fix up old things that are broken or horribly designed. Well, let's start by just getting rid of some things. How about that? How about that? These axes functions I need to fix later anyway. I need to add a real one. These are gone, I think. Oops, there we go. Euler angles. Draw edges. Uses polypath. That's something. These loop things are a big old mess. I don't think I should use that. Let's go ahead and just get rid of these things entirely. How about that? Because they weren't working anyway. So let's go ahead and zip this away. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Deleting code is nice. It's a little scary, but hey, sometimes you gotta get rid of some stuff, you know? Sometimes you just gotta do it. All right, what else are we looking at here? Let's save it first of all. Okay. Let's do this. We'll move this here. These. There we go. This here can disappear. And here, CAD view. I'm looking at let's see, let's call it, let me get rid of this, and we'll call this draw edges. That's all this. And then this is its own thing, CAD view. Right, so now if I collapse draw, let's have a look at what, excuse me, let's have a look at what remains here. Right, string helpers, geometry helpers, bounding box, center, and distance, that's good. Parametric is a good starting point here. So far that's fine. Offset is useful for, yeah, and line intersection here. Offset edge. Okay. Offset, transforms. Annotations, those are really helpful, kinda. Okay, let's move parametric down a bit though. Right, so annotations are, parametric should go about there, right? Shapes. Let me load this into the REPL for a minute. Oops, what have I done? Shape color. Let's have a look in that file for a minute. Okay. Line 800 something something something. $812. Draw faces. I guess I can just delete that because I actually don't use it right now either. It needs to be fixed anyway. So if I go here, draw edges, and just get rid of. Wait, what? I'm surprised that that's still in there. Where did it come from? There we go. Okay, just didn't save it. That's all. Okay. Let's get going. Yes. Okay. Next things to learn. To fix, I should say. Okay, offset should be below shapes kind of thing. Patterning. Shapes and annotations are like the basic things. Transforms are necessary. And patterning is like simple transforms. Then offsetting is a little more advanced. Parametric's a little more advanced still. And then 3D is its own beast that needs a lot of fixing anyway. Right, so it's a good starting point. Parametric lines. Right, so this actually, if I split this, this is not parametric lines, this is little helpers. And they should go like that. Parametric line. Gotta start my timer. Stream. Trying to do a little bit of time tracking to see if I can improve my productivity at certain parts of the day and my focus and things like that. These specs are not useful yet. Although, maybe I should leave them in there. Probably I should promote them up to, yeah, I'll do this. Like that. Leave it like that. Parametric. Sampling a box. This here should probably go here. And I'm going to okay. Cylinder, I'm going to get rid of it, and box. You know what, that's also going to go away. I have those in another library where I'm probably going to move parametric stuff entirely over there anyway. So I don't want to pollute this too much with that stuff. So let's save that. And 3D, we can worry about that stuff a little later, I think. Oh, I've got a slight duplication here, so I should probably get rid of some of that stuff, because that's just going to be confusing. Right, so I have this parametric circle, right? Don't I? Yes. And it returns a parameterized function, t. If I give it a radius of 5 here, right? If I def a as this, whoop. I do A1, I've got a 5, 0, a -1. Oh, it's not supposed to take negatives, it's supposed to be 0, I mean, there, 5, 0. If I do 0.25, if I do map A over range 0, 1 with a step of 0.05, then I get a whole bunch of things that are all points along that circle, I guess, right? Yeah. And if I look here at circle, this is the same function entirely. So I don't know why I did it that way. I don't remember, but so be it. I can just get rid of one of these because here, how did I do it with a line here? Line. Boy. Boundary rep line. No, leave it like that. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut, paste those into here, get rid of this. Right, so we've got circle. Since these are the same, this can go away. And this is like that. That's the starting point anyway. And if I go back up to shapes here, do I have a circle function here? No, I don't. That's good. Yeah. Is this any of this making sense? That's okay. Ellipse. This would be also, by the same logic of moving the circle, I would move the ellipse into its own spot right here, which is exactly what I'll do. Just for simplicity. Circle, ellipse, sphere. So that's parametric in progress there, that's good. Renderable objects, this is still a big old mess and I don't like how I've done this. So this is probably something to fix another day. So currently, okay, this is going to require a lot of thinking, and that's going to be really boring on stream. I'm not going to be talking if I do that exclusively. So let's close the draw function for a minute, and I'm actually you can't see it, I have a terminal just behind my head here. I'm gonna just do a little git commit on that cleanup. I think it's probably a good idea. Okay, that's good. This I don't need anymore. Let's see, what do I need here? Okay. So I could, well, let me actually just see if this is going to work. I'll do let's have a look here. Let's go visual line mode. Unable to resolve move in this context, eh? Why would that be the case? Probably I need transforms above annotations. That's my guess. Save that. still receiving problems. Okay, so you can't see the error, it's behind my head, but angle between lines is used here but defined later. So that does in fact mean, where did I put that? Angle between lines. Parametric does have to be further up. So there goes all my organization. Oh well. So be it. Let's try that, see if that works. For what it's worth, I have to go get a bit of coffee and go to the washroom, so be right back. It won't be long. Right, okay, so I'm getting more little errors again because of course I am. That's the way that's going. Polygon 2D in this context. Hey, Dr. Zonk, how's it going? Having a good time? What are you up to today? I'm back now, so let's get rid of that. Let's see how, well actually, have a look at this. Source. circle uses polygon 2D. Your internet's extremely laggy right now. Can't watch the stream. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm wondering if there's a problem on my end. Things look okay on my side, so yeah. Sorry to hear that. Let's see. Yeah. Oop, I'm using the wrong keyboard here. Let's see what happens if I do this. I made a little change. I don't know if it'll make any difference, but we'll see. There's only so much I can do on my end when it comes to internet related things, and by so much I mean pretty much nothing, unfortunately. Okay, this circle function here. Right, polygon 2D, I defined in shapes here, I believe. No. Ignore that. Right, so polygon 2D, where did I define that? Right down here. Ah, okay. Right, let me just go ahead and get rid of these. I don't use them anyway, so that's fine. Maybe you'll come back when your internet's better. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for stopping in anyway and saying hi. I appreciate that. Well, let's see. Let me see. Is that gonna work? Okie doodle. Offset has to be, of course, up here. Let's see now. Okay, draw edges recursive. Let's go here. go to line 735. Ah, yes, okay, that's a silly mistake that I made. No, this is wrong. Let's just leave it like this. Yeah. Okay. Save that. Let's give that a test. Hey, there we go. Now I've got something. Okay. Let's try nope, not that one. Let's see. Hope everyone's doing okay today, by the way. Feel free to join in on the chat if you want, ask some questions, talk about projects you're doing, anything like that. I'm all for it. I had not much of a plan ready today. I got super busy and ran out of time to really plan ahead. So unfortunately, I'm fumbling around a little bit, but I guess that's okay sometimes, and feel free to chat anyway, you know? If you're just there chilling and watching, that's totally cool too. I get it. Right, so what I had done earlier was just delete a bunch of functions that were a mess anyway. I mean, I still have a lot of rework to do, but I was just going through making sure that things were still able to compile into this document here, which so far it is, which is a good thing for me right now. And so I had oh yes, I think figure 1 yeah, okay. This isn't gonna make any sense, but I just had to check that another function was still working. This is just some weirdness with my rendering method, but that's fine. Change that back. There we go. All right, so let me tackle some of this Markdown Parser goodness, because let me make a new file here. Next work. Let's see here. Oops. There we go. All right, so what I'm working on here is I want to create a Markdown File that, that's not what I wanted. There we go. That I can use to test out parts of the parser, because there are things I know that don't work and I want to see if I can start actually fixing them. So markdown.html, cannot get it, that's fine, I have to create it yet, which saving this should successfully build it. There we go. Okay. So that's good so far. Let me do H1. Let's do H2. H3, H4, H5, and H6. We'll start with that. See what that looks like. It should render just fine. Indeed it does. The weird thing is, though, this I do believe will actually choke, because, oh, no, it worked. Huh. I guess I fixed that problem. I used to have a problem where I needed to end with 2 new lines like this, 1, 2. Otherwise, it would fail. But I must have fixed that. I didn't realize I did. Let's do. Oop, not that. This is an image. If I do alt text, and then the image itself is I don't know if this is a real thing, if that's a real address or not. I also don't know, I always forget the syntax for images in Markdown. Okay, so it is an image, but that's not a real address. So let me fix that. I love this site, Phil Murray. It's just, oh, see, I almost had it right. Let's see here. Copy image. No, copy image location. It's a silly site, but it's got images of Bill Murray that you can use in your test sites and stuff like that. I think it's hilarious. I would like to hide this, please. Hide. Let's dock to bottom. It's maybe better. Okay, so that works. So ridiculous. Let's do a smaller one here. Let's do this one. No. If I refresh it, what happens? Does it show me different ones? This site's so good. There's also a Nick Cage one. Oh man, this is so funny. This is just so ridiculous. I think this is him in Raising Arizona, maybe? Great movie. Fantastic movie. Let me do... What a waste of my time, but this is so good. It's too funny. Okay, I'll do this one. Copy image location. Paste that in here. Just a little smaller. I can, there we go. Okay, so that's good. So, that's an image. What about bullet lists? We've got A, B, C, and we've got D, E, F. I think this might start to choke. This is where the logic breaks down a little bit. Yeah, something went wrong there. So if I inspect, oh boy, I can't see anything. Yeah, column 1, expecting blah blah blah. Right, so bulleted lists have some problems. Okay, so nested bulleted lists have some problems. Okay. Interesting. Let me make a little note in there for that. Right, so the parser started from there. Okay. Things that don't work properly. Indented bullet lists, nested bullet lists. Actually, I didn't check indented bullet lists yet. Let's see. That should, I believe that should work in a reference sort of implementation, right? Let's just make that a little bigger there. Yeah, so that didn't work. If I even put a space there, that'll probably fail as well. Yeah. Let's see. Let me compare. Stack edit. I've used this before. I just need it to, yeah, well that's cool. Emojis. Oh, that's a big old button right at the top that I was trying to find. Let's skip that. Oh, this is maybe more trouble than than it's worth here. If I let's try just okay, so things are working. This here is interesting. It isn't. Oh, okay. No, that is right there. Okay, so far things are good. These underlines here are just a formatting thing. I do know that that does something. Right, so in mine, if I were to create a triple line like that, that should work, but I think it will break. Yeah. So let me put a little note there as well. Should the horizontal separator doesn't work. What else doesn't work? Oh boy, oh boy. Oh yeah. Well, at first, okay, let's try and ordered lists. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what happens there. I'm not sure that I actually properly did that. Let me inspect this, because those are just paragraphs. They're not a list. So what about that? That's surely also not going to work. Yeah, let's try that. Nope. Let's try one more thing. Why did that happen? I don't understand why that did that. Oop. Well, okay, let's try that. I don't think that'll work either. No. Okay. Notes. Numbered lists don't work at all. Lettered lists also don't work. What's that called? They're called ordered lists. Ordered lists don't work. Numerical or alpha. Neither of those work, which is no good for me, obviously. But if I ordered lists, let's see here, 1A, 2B, 3C. Okay. Okay, so that stuff does work. Right, so I'm gonna have to fix all that, but I also have this weird sort of problem where this will not work in mine. Wait, where did mine go? No. Right. So this is probably what I want to start with. This doesn't work because I'm using this character in the middle of a paragraph. That's true of also this because of how I kind of wrote it out. It's bad. It doesn't work. Used inside a paragraph don't work. Okay, so I need to fix that. And this one I'm going to start with because it is an annoying problem and there should be a better solution. Okay, so the offending part is actually, let's get rid of this. Let's pare this down to the simplest sort of thing, okay? So let's start with the exclamation point character. So if I have this text, okay, this should render, yeah. Now this will not render. Now the reason, or the starting thing to look at here is this definition of what counts as paragraph text excludes these characters here. So if I get rid of the exclamation point there, as in paragraph text is now permitted to have exclamation points, the document should render, but now it doesn't register that there has been a that there's an image there, right? It just makes this weird it doesn't work. I get actually, let me load this into the REPL now. Okay, so now I can do markdown to page of slurp work / markdown.md. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do doc parse, I think. Yes, okay. So here, ooh, right. Not sure if that was a smart thing to do in that, but okay. Let's go there. Right, so let me pop that in there again. Right, so if I look here, right, let me compare that to when I make the parser again. If I put this back here and run this again, now it gives an error at this. Because at that point it's expecting an image or something. So if I doc parse that, here it's correctly putting that whole thing in an image element there. But what it was doing before was putting it into a paragraph, and then it was turning the alt text into an anchor here. Because, wait, right, it was because it was turning it into an anchor because it matched this here. It matched, in particular, this part right here. So it turned that anchor into a link, which was not what I needed, of course. So I have to figure out how I can make it work. I wonder, first of all, let me go back to this edit for a second. I have one idea. My initial idea is this. Okay, so I get this out here. So now I can use exclamation points in the middle of paragraphs, but it won't correctly render my document. It will do this anchor thing incorrectly, but this is correct here. And then what I want to see is if I do this image here, if I include a new line character like this. If it's if it has to be like this, let's see if that can work. But I gotta go check something. All right. Slow day for me today. My head's kind of elsewhere. You know how that goes? Sometimes I have those days. I think that's just kind of how it goes sometimes, you know? And I think that's totally fine. Hey, there we go. Okay, so I have that particular problem seems to be fixed so far, right? So I successfully have an image here, and that's there. So if, let me check one thing yet. If I were to oops. Okay, when something's indented far enough, it turns into a code block, I guess. Or like a pre or something like that. Should have a text here for a minute. Let me see. Let me think for a minute. I've got people sending me messages, so I have to figure out my timing of things a little bit. But hey, that's it's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. It's the way it crumbles. So let me just figure out my timing here. Okay. Apologies. Okay. So tentatively, I've fixed this problem. Okay, so the next thing to do will be, okay, so this will break, I believe. Yeah, so I see nothing there. And that has to do with this part in here. So what I'm going to do is first make it show up again. Okay, that's good. Lists. Okay, so this list is working. Right, so I have this problem here. Hyphen doesn't work. Okay. Okay. Righto. So now the hyphen doesn't work. Now if I go back into here and I get rid of that part of this definition here, tangled that, save this so that it rebuilds. Now I have this problem where these are just paragraphs, okay? But this works in the middle here. So what I want to try do is see if I can fix that a little bit. So an unordered list is equal to an unordered list item plus a break line. BL is 2 new line characters, which is defined here. BL is the match of 2 new line characters. That's what that means. And NL is the match of a single new line character. Like it's a regex, basically. Okay, so that is good in theory. I wonder if I can just add the new line here, if that will fix the initial problem that I had there. So I tangled that. If I rebuild this, if that solves it, we should see that this turns back into a list and this still works. And that did not solve the problem. And the reason for that, I don't know yet. So I'll have to figure it out. So, unordered list item will be a new line plus this. Let me for posterity, copy this here. As a comment, of course. Oops. Old kinda working unordered lists. I use kinda very loosely. Working. Okay, so what I want to do there, right, is let's imagine an unordered list is going to be any number of unordered list items with a new line at the end. And if we make an unordered list item begin with a new line, and then have this character, and then be paragraph text, will that work? I have no idea. I'm going to find out. That's a negative. Okay, so let me load that and doc parse this. All right, let me see here. Right, so the problem I'm having is this here, right? It's just recognizing this as a paragraph when I want it to recognize it as an unordered list. That's the obvious problem I'm having. And now here, interesting. So now I have an error here related to an unordered list thing. So if I do that, okay, so interestingly enough, it now registered an unordered list here and failed to consume it. Okay, so I'm on the right track, but there's something still wrong here. So let me try to fix that. Oh, okay. Let's try it this way. I don't expect that to... No, that's still incorrect. Okay, so let's try that for a moment. See what happens. Oop. Come on. There we go. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, well, let me try this part again. Instead of the paragraph T, let's ignore that little thought for a minute. Make this a new line here. Save that. We'll load that. And try to doc parse this, and that did not work. But if I put the space here, that okay, so it has one item. I wonder if I were to do this, will that put in all the items? No. Okay, so that's now back to normal. Right, okay, so unordered list item is a new line plus this character and a space plus any text. What happens if I require a new line at the end of that as well? I don't think that'll work because I think it'll consume, then none of the things beneath it will match either. Does that make any sense? I don't even know if that makes sense to me. Yeah, that didn't work. Okay. I really need to actually think through it, you know? Right? Because I'm just not getting anywhere on this. Let me see if I can do this first. If I can get at least these lines to match the unordered list item thing. So let's, you know, make that side a little easier. I have to do this, otherwise things would break. No, that's, let me make sure that my brain's thinking about this properly here. Yeah. Okay, so that's a non-starter for me. Unordered list, right, is equal to unordered list items, any amount, well, what happens if I just leave it at that? Let's try that. Let's try that. Okay, load that file, parse it. Nope, nothing worked there. Let's try this. Right, so once again we're back at this stage where it consumes 1. Let's try that. Oops. Yeah, no. Just out of sheer curiosity, oh, I think I tested this already. I think it doesn't work. Right? Am I right about that? Oh, gotta load, parse it, yeah. Let's get back to this, which kind of works. We'll start from that again and think about it a little bit more. Right? Did that load properly? Okay, this list, I think, is working. No. Oh, that's right. Even this won't be working because if I add this back, it will work. Oop. Added that in the wrong spot. There, if I do that, this will now work. Load that, parse that. Oh, there's an error because of this. So if I save that, now it works. Right. So that's kind of silly, right? It should work. Or I want it to work is what that's the truth. Wait a second, something changed there. Something went different. Maybe not. Maybe I'm imagining things. Let's inspect this. See, that's wrong. What did I change here? Oh, that's right, this. Okay, so I guess it does have to be right, so that was wrong because it wrapped every single list item in its own unordered list. While I'm here, let me see what happens if I sub that in for that. Okay, it seems to work. Okay, so we're in the ballpark of reasonably working things. Oh, maybe it's just a matter of this. This seems wrong, but I'm going to see what happens when I do this. Right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, we're back. We're basically back to the same problem. So what I just did here, right, is a paragraph item can contain that hyphen character, or paragraph text, which still cannot contain it. So this is a silly way of doing it. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna get rid of that, and I'm gonna just go back to this and start trying to figure out how I can make this work. Because that's what I want. I want this paragraph text thing to be as simple as I can make it. I also realize I am gonna have to fix it for square brackets as well. Okay. So if I do this, I should see errors now. No, it should build, and this won't be a list. That's what I expect to see, which is exactly correct. I'm curious what happens when I do this, though. Yeah, okay. So let me add that to the list here. Do regular parentheses work? They should. Yeah. Final thing to check here. This should work, I think. Hey, no it doesn't. because of this, I guess. No, that's weird syntax. I think that's more related to, well, let me go ahead and have a look and try to actually load it. Doc parse there. Okay. Index 239. Reason. Expecting a space. Right, so the text where it failed is this right here, which I expected. And it's attempting to look for expecting a space or expecting this, anything except for these characters, or a star, 2 stars. So it's matched up to a root element? No. Might be one of the extensions, yeah. Yeah. Right, if I, let me just check that that makes sense to me. It's here. If I string together and I just get rid of all of these, the doc parser should still work, but, well, so let me see what happens when I do that. Ah, yes, now I've got grammar problems. That would be all of these need to go away. Still a problem. Okay. Right, so let me undo that. Okay, that's fine. And go back down. Nope. Here, yeah. Save that. Should be back to a working state. If I get rid of these. Load that, parse it, yeah. Okay, we have a working state again, which is helpful. Let me add that to the list here. We've got I also want to, I think it's also unfortunately the case that quotes don't work. Let's find out. No, quotes work. That's good. Let's also see if that works. Oh, it does work. Perfect. I wonder if that'll work. Yeah, wow, it does. Okay. So let me see. If I do unordered list, let's find out if this is going to work. List item A, list item B. Oh, I do have to, of course, list item like that. Let's see what happens there. Why did it do that? It's putting paragraphs in between it? Why? But why? I don't understand. Okay. Oh, wait, if I were to do it this way, probably this would be fine, right? It's the new lines that make the difference, I wonder? It seems that new lines in HTML snippets are causing empty p tags to exist. Okay. Boy, oh boy, this is a bit of work getting it to work. Excuse me. It's a little bit less exciting. I'm tiring myself out. Excuse me. I'll be right back. Gotta stretch out. My head's getting, I'm getting a little frustrated with this. I'm not concentrating, I'm not focused right now, so I'll be back in just a minute. I gotta stand up and breathe. Okay, so a paragraph can contain indented code or inline code, anchor elements, string, emphasis. Oh, string is strong. It's strong. I'm gonna have to make these. I shorten these names, but I don't like that anymore. So I am gonna have to make them normal again. So anchor, inline, like use full words. There's no reason not to. I was just trying to be terse, but turns out that's not helpful. Is there a strong in there now? Oop. Let's inspect that. Stir, stir. Oh, that's a mistake. Transform. Oh, I'm changing things in the wrong spots. It's supposed to be strong there. This should be bold now. That should work. If I actually make a change, there we go. Yep, okay, that's good. Let me put a little note up here though. Change names in the parameter to full length names so that it's easier to read. Example, head equals heading, stir equals strong, paragraph, etc. No need. Yeah. Change the keys in the transform map to match the name changes. Because this doesn't make much sense. It's confusing. Needlessly confusing. Okay. This silly list thing is driving me nuts. Why? Why? But why? But why? Oh, well, let's imagine, what if I do this? It's a new line here, right? And a new line here. Does that change anything? Let me find out. Let me find out. That's a negative on recognizing a list. Okay, we're getting closer here. We're closer for sure. Right? So what I just discovered there is that this list now works with that there. Let me just check this here. This bulleted list is a bulleted list still, but that works just as well. Yes, okay. So I do need to match that because it's way more intuitive to write it that way. So this has to work, and this also has to work. So right now I've got this working, but I do not have maybe I could just do this. Optional new line. Okay, so let's try that. Load that. Yeah. Okay, so it's working still here in that situation. But now it's not working. So close. So close. Oh no, I'm thinking about this wrong. No, this doesn't matter. Right? In fact, this should work fine. Almost. Right. So this that doesn't work. Okay. Why not? Interesting. I thought it would have worked because, well, let's try this now. Why isn't that the case? Why is that not working? So I thought that would work because an unordered list is now defined to be any number of unordered list items. And an unordered list item should be anytime there's a new line and a hyphen character, so a hyphen at the start of a line, and then some paragraph text, which is approximately any text. It should work. I would have thought. But it also has to be followed by a new line there. But if I do that, I don't think that'll work entirely. No. Right, see, it consumes the first one as an unordered list item, but since this next one doesn't have any new lines, it won't work. So if I make them both optional, that'll, I think, mess up stuff like this. But let's try that again. See what happens. Because it's fun to mess around with that kind of stuff. Okay, so that didn't work. Will this work? I don't think so. Right, so it gets the first two. But then it, oh, it also does it wrong because it, yeah. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay, so it has to end with a new line, but a list item should be like that, maybe. Let's try that. Okay, that worked. Okay, we're back at this part where it works if you put a space before. Will it be the same if I swap it onto the other end? Okay, that still looks good. And that doesn't work anymore. Interesting. Okay, I have to fix that problem. So this is a problem. Okay, so I'm at a point where both images and lists work if you have a space, like if you have a complete line between them. So that's better than nothing, but that isn't what I need. It's not totally fixed. Okay, so let me make a note of that. This isn't true anymore. It does work. Let me, okay, so we have a new line there and an optional new line there. Do we even need this? Let me double check that. Because I think not, actually. Oh, no, I was incorrect. Okay. Good. Let me see if this works. Yes, okay. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, we're at a spot where it kind of works. So let's make a note of that. Dash and sort of work. Both need a full line between anything preceding. Need to fix this to allow single new line paragraph separation. Example, lists often work fine without example. Wow, whatever. I understand what I mean there. Okay, that's the note. I need to fix that. So it's a problem with both images and with these lists here, because this here I want to work but it doesn't, because here it does work. For example, here if I do that, it works. So I need to fix that because that's important that I get it fixed. Okay, I actually have to get going soon. Probably, let me do just another 10 minutes maybe. 5-10 minutes. Because I want to see if I can come up with why this is not working the way I want it to. Let me just see first if I make this new line image optional here, if that will break things or not. I think it'll probably be fine, but I don't know. Okay, so it didn't break, but it didn't fix anything. Okay. Let me see here. I had set a meeting. I've got to get going for that. Okay. I'm not really getting where I wanted to get with this. I made a little bit of progress in the sense that at least I have this situation where I can create lists and images and still use those characters within text now. So that's a good thing. That's a definite win. I do have to set up a parser test. Parser test. Tangle into test. Stylo. Builder test.cljc. Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna get going. I have other work to do today. Simple stream for me. If you're watching this after, thanks, I really appreciate that. Please go ahead and you can, if you want to watch past VODs and stuff like that, you can check out my YouTube channel. It's linked on my channel page. If you want, you can engage by sending me messages. You could send a comment on there, and just tune in again. I'll be back again tomorrow, streaming for 2 or 3 hours around noon Eastern time, and I'd love to see you there. If this is sometime in the future and you're watching on YouTube, thanks for that as well. I'm very excited to keep streaming. I'm going to keep getting better, and I want to keep engaging people. So feel free to chat, comment, all that stuff. Subscribe, like, comment. You know the deal. It's very helpful. So thanks so much. On that note, I'm going to get going now. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with a little more structure for the day. Maybe I'll have some time to plan it all out. But yeah, I'm going to get going. Have a good one. Goodbye.